I'm in my stand and all situated now. That was a big buck. Wish I'd have been out here earlier, but you know what? It happens. Nothing you can do. Plenty of more time this season. Good to know he's out here and that there's big bucks around. I kicked 3 deer up on my walk in. Now it's just time to sit down and wait.
So,
what's going on, brother? Did you get a doe?
I shot one. Can't track her.
Where are you at?
20 yards to the right of the stand.
This thing was 25 yards from the stand. I mean, I didn't see, you know, points or anything, but it was thick and I knew it. Where's the stand at?
Right there.
Stand's right there. I just
It's through these trees, like legit 20 yards.
okay, so we just got
Straight ahead.
He went this way?
Straight
She
ahead.
went this way?
Yeah. There's 3 leaves.
Yeah.
Found, it's not a lot.
It don't gotta be a lot at first. So, about 70 yards from the arrow, finally found some blood. The arrow was weird. It like only had blood on the back half of it.
I was like, what the hell? I ain't never seen nothing like that. Let me know when you find blood on the other side of that. Let me know. I'm gonna try to get around. I don't like that. I like it to be more, not less.
So we got last blood right here, but there's a bunch of different ways it could have went. So we want to be slow and make sure, you know, we're not stirring everything up before we find the next blood. Lucas found somehow in the middle of all that this little drop of blood, and we kind of followed the path and he found more, and we found a few leaves now with blood on it. Not great blood. Seems like going towards this fence, so we're thinking it probably jumped that fence there.
I think if she bedded down, she probably stopped the bleeding yesterday night.
If it hit his shoulder, it's a good chance it lived.
Let's go, brother.
All right, we are up this morning. I'm dropping my dude Lucas off. It's about 2 days since that last video, but Saturday, October 19th. We're running a little bit behind this morning because we may have stayed out too late last night, but that's,
for good reason.
yeah, that's okay. We're getting in the woods at the perfect time. Lucas is gonna go in here, and then I'm gonna go into my spot. I've made it up to the stand. Unfortunately, got in here later than I wanted, but that's all right. Better than not being here at all. I think I might have spooked a doe coming in. Maybe would have had that if I'd have been here earlier, but we're here now. I am back at it again here early the next morning, October 20th. Today's a Sunday. It's shaping up to be another magnificent day. No wind. It's a bit chilly out and I'm a bit tired, but I peeled myself out of bed this morning and made it out here. You got to take advantage of every day you get to be able to go in the woods. Only one doe today, besides 2 that I spooked on my walk in, and the doe I saw was just so small. I let it walk. You could still see spots on its back. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get out this afternoon, but I'll be back again soon. Howdy everyone, and welcome back. So it's a little bit later. It's October 29th. I haven't been able to get in the woods for about a week. I was gone over the weekend, but today, Lucas just came over after work. He headed up to his stand. We're hunting at my house today, not the property that we usually hunt at. We're gonna hunt at my house. I've seen a lot of bucks here this year. My family's seen bucks here. So we just stopped after work. It's like 4:25 right now. We just have a couple hours left. The rut has been heating up here in Ohio. I've been seeing a ton of big bucks on social media. I'm standing in front of a little fire I had going earlier just to get some cover scent on me. And now it's time to head up in the woods. I'm gonna sit in a double stand. Hopefully I'll get a buck to walk by today chasing a doe. Made it up to the stand. I hope that Lucas found his stand. This is his first time hunting this property. Absolutely beautiful night out. A little bit of wind blowing. Hopefully that doesn't hurt us. Now's the time to just sit and wait, enjoy the sunset, and have not too much to bother you while you're up here looking out on God's beauty. It is the next day. I didn't end up shooting anything yesterday. I saw a couple of does, but the big thing that both Lucas and I saw yesterday was a buck chasing a doe. This thing was fired up and grunting, and then just driving around today while I was working, I saw multiple bucks running around, one of them on 2 does. My dad also saw a huge buck this morning, so things are looking good. What that tells us is that these bucks are in chasing mode. So after work today, again, Lucas is already out here. We're at our other hunting property today. This is the first one, just under 200 acres here in Northeast Ohio. Lucas is already in a stand and I'm getting in right now. It's a little late, but I had to work until 4, so it's 4:30 right now. I'm gonna slip in the woods to a stand that's not too far of a walk, hopefully not spook anything. Sometimes, you know, getting in late, it's like, man, should I go in or should I not? But times like these, I always think it's better to be sitting and in the woods, even if you are getting in a little late. So I'm gonna suit up and get in the stand. I'm headed to the stand now. I got dressed pretty quickly. I'm gonna try to make it to the stand quickly and quietly. This is a stand I have not sat in yet this year, but I've shot a lot of deer out of this stand. Like I said, it's October 30th here in Ohio, but it is still hot. It's up in the 70s today, which is pretty weird for this time of year. Made it to the stand here. I feel like I was so loud coming in. It's super hard to be quiet this time of year with all these crunchy leaves. The good thing is I didn't hear any deer get spooked on my way in, so hopefully they're still coming. I ended up seeing 3 bucks and 3 does. One of the bucks was a shooter. I tried everything. I tried grunting, doe bleed at him. I tried to rattle, but I couldn't get him to come to me. Almost all of those deer I saw were headed back in a direction or coming from a direction where I have another stand. So I'm gonna sit in that stand tonight. I haven't sat in this stand this year. This is the one that Lucas shot that doe out of that unfortunately we couldn't find this year. It's an incredible stand. I shot a doe out of it on opening day last year. It kind of looks over a little neighboring cow pasture, and it's a pinch point where these bucks like to travel. So I'm gonna sit there today. It's looking like a real Ohio fall day today right now. The wind's picking up. It's out of the southwest, which should be fine for this stand I'm sitting in. But tomorrow and the next day, we have a cold front, a big cold front coming in. Just look at how stunning these late fall colors are on the walk-in. Here's the stand right here. I'm gonna climb up. Right over this way is a cow pasture. Behind me is a hill. Great pinch point. These deer like to walk right along this fence line. These bucks are up and moving today. I just had a nice buck stroll through about 40 yards, and actually with a doe behind him, which is weird. He'll be a good one to shoot next year. He wasn't quite big enough to shoot, but had a big body and is a good looking deer.
Are you recording that?
Yeah. All right, so it has been like 24 hours since yesterday. I ended up seeing a bunch of little bucks running around, but no shooters. Lucas saw one little spike, and we're back today on Friday. Pulling in the drive today, we saw a big 10-point off to the left of the driveway. We stared and looked at him for a while, and then we ended up just kept driving, and he didn't spook. So we're gonna switch up what spots we're sitting in today. I'm gonna sit in a stand I haven't sat in this year. Lucas is gonna sit back in the Taj Mahal, where I shot my buck last year.
Meh.
Hopefully we can get in front of that guy or find another buck tonight. Beautiful weather. It's a little colder today. Clear skies. Let's get in the woods.
Hopefully they're moving.
Yes, sir.
Frogging.
Meh. Meh. I just shot at an awesome buck, guys. I think I hit him. I think I hit him good. Not 100% sure yet though. He came right in on a string. I had to hold back for a while though. He went behind some trees and faced right towards me. Oh, I hope I hit him. I didn't see my arrow in him running away, but I thought I saw my arrow hit right behind his shoulder. I'm just gonna catch my breath and then go see if I can find my arrow. Okay, I came to find my arrow and I've got blood right here, guys. This is a great sign. That's blood right there. That's blood. I'm gonna see if I can locate the arrow. I don't wanna start looking and push this deer, but that's amazing to already find blood. Thank the Lord. That right there is a lot of blood. I'm gonna put this stick in the ground right here, so at least set it up so I know where that first blood's at. That was pretty wild. I'm sitting here trying to download the video from the GoPro so I can take a look at the shot. A little forky 4-point just walked within 20 yards of me, looked at me. I didn't move. He didn't know what I was and just kept on walking right on through. That was really cool. So I just checked out the footage on the GoPro and he was standing about right here. You can see the leaves ruffled a little bit when I shot him. My stand's right there. Let's zoom in there. There's the stand. So the arrow came under this branch right here. Hit him right here. He jumped and went that way. And I realized on the video that he ran into this tree. And you can see right there where he ran into the tree. There's blood and fur on that tree. It can be annoying always having a GoPro on trying to get the footage, but in times like this, it works to your advantage. So there's that blood. He's standing right here. Looks like the shot. Trying to get the path of the arrow. Had to go like right here. You can see some blood drops there. It must have just splattered here. If you're new to hunting, one thing you think about after you shoot a deer like this is, you know, that animal can take some time to die. It could have already happened within a few minutes. Could take 30 minutes. It seems like it was a good shot, but not for sure yet. I want to find that arrow and make sure it's covered in blood. But until then, you know, I don't want to be walking around and being real loud towards it. So that's why I'm trying to find that arrow and give it some time just to die and give that animal a minute. If you don't do that and you start going right after it and it's not dead, you might kick it up and then it keeps running and then it can survive, or you never find it and it just keeps going and it gets harder to find that animal. Would you look at that? There is the arrow right there. Let's see how she looks. We've got on the broadhead blood and fur, and we've got blood all the way down it. That's nice red blood. So you can see blood all over the fletchings and on the knock. That is an awesome sign. Clean pass through is what you want. Sometimes you can hit the shoulder. That can mess up your shot. You can hit back in the guts. Hopefully this was a hard shot. I really want to go looking for this deer, but I'm going to give it some more time. Just sit tight for a little bit. I don't know if y'all could tell in the video, but I was shaking a little bit there. At first, I saw it and I was calm, and then as I saw it get closer and I was like, this is a shooter, I got a little nervous and I had to calm myself down. I had a shot probably at like 25, 26, I don't know, 25 yards, but I wanted it to get to where I knew I had a broadside shot and pulling back I wouldn't spook it. So I waited until it got more like parallel to me so that it wouldn't see me. And then when I pulled back, it was behind some trees, like, and it turned its body so it was facing me, and I didn't want to rush the shot. So thankfully I held on. I was just trying to breathe. Eventually it started walking more, and at first I had a shot real quick and I was like, let's wait for it to get to a little better shot. Stopped shaking. I was like a little shaky, took a breath, calmed myself down, and let her fly. Okay, I officially can't wait any longer. Let's see where we're starting at. Right there. It's our starting point. We got blood on the tree there. There's blood. Man, I am having a really hard time finding. I found some blood about 5 feet away from that tree, and I can't find anything else so far. Of course, you know, it can take a second till it starts dumping out of there. Okay, reviewing the footage, found where he ran and just got more blood. We're gonna need a lot more than that though. Right there's some more with some hair. I watched it run down this path and cut right a little bit. still just pretty much drops, but it's consistent. It's good red blood. Holy freaking crap. I see him laying up there. I caught a glimpse of something that didn't look just right. Checked him out through my rangefinder, and he's laying up there dead. Let's go. Can y'all see him all the way over there? Right there. See a little white belly? Oh yeah, baby. That is a beautiful deer. Let's go, y'all. Man, I'm thankful for this deer. This is such a cool deer right here, guys. It's not real wide, but it has super tall tines. Look how tall those tines are. Thank you, buddy. This buck is a bit of a chunker, man. He is big body, gonna get a lot of meat off this guy. Anyways, Lucas is still hunting. I already texted him. I'm gonna wait for him to get down. He'll help me finish it up and we'll drag her out. What up, dude? You see anything?
Oh my gosh.
A lot?
I had, within the first 15 minutes, I had this doe run up the trail, like coming at me. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go. So I went and grabbed my bow, and right behind her was, I don't know, maybe an 8-point, but he was like real wide. I'm like, oh my gosh, here he comes. She's coming up the trail, 20 yards. He runs right here, and out of nowhere, the doe just stops and sticks her head up in the nose, sniffs around a little bit, and just goes, poof.
Oh, smelled you or something?
So I'm like, what? They go out, they disappear. Then I have this 4-point walk in, legit walks 5 yards underneath my stand. So I'm like, he didn't smell me, but the doe did. Like, whatever. So he worked his way up and around and met up with another buck over there. Well, then that buck that he met up over here ended up being a 6-point.
They were having a party back there, dude.
Oh my gosh, a 6-point for sure. And they ended up walking this way, and I'm watching them, and I hear footsteps behind me, and I can't turn around. So I'm waiting, and the tree's blocking me right here. So I'm just watching the corner of this tree, and I'm like, this could be the big boy that I saw earlier. And he finally crosses the tree, and it's just a 4-point. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I had three.
Well, that's cool.
I had 3 little bucks running around all day, but it was awesome.
That's cool, dude.
Dude,
he's not real wide, but he's tall. Thanks, bro.
yes. Oh my goodness.
He's pretty tall, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Yes.
It's a nice buck.
Yes, it is.
I waited for you to help me so we can gut her.
Absolutely. I don't blame you.
Yo, this has gotta be uncomfortable right there. Like, I can think of no worse spot to have a tick on you. Okay, my boy Lucas, I waited for him to come help me. He's always there for me. We're gonna go ahead and start gutting this thing. We got a bit of a drag on this guy. Unless maybe Dana will stop with the 4-wheeler.
Stretch him out a little bit. Come on. Come on a little bit. Stretch them legs out.
Damn, he's got a lot of ticks on him.
Does he?
Okay, we got her on the 4-wheeler here. Luckily, Uncle Dana came with the 4-wheeler. It's always nice to know someone with a 4-wheeler loaded her on for us, so we don't got to drag it all the way back because we're probably 500 yards from the truck right here, which this is nice for him to have his. And yeah, got her all gutted. Took us a little while, but I like to do it nice and slow so you don't mess anything up. All right, Dana came with the 4-wheeler. He's taking her back for me. You're good. What you think about that, Antonio?
It's not no good.
It's good.
Good. How about now?
Woo! How about that?
Point of the property.
Yeah.
There's white oaks there. The cornfield's right there. I'm like, okay, but the wind was terrible. I should have just said.
Okay guys, we'll teach you a little lesson here. So once you shoot your buck, you load her in and you just let her stick out a little bit so everyone in town knows you're a buck killer. It's a beautiful Saturday morning here in Northeast Ohio, and I think it's about time I should go check on my deer. Oh yeah, he's still hanging right here, looking good. It should be cool enough this weekend. We can leave this guy hanging for a few days, and then I'll go ahead and do the processing on it. As Lucas and Dana are out in the woods hunting right now, it's just about getting to sundown, so hopefully they have some big bucks around them. I'm partaking in a little tradition we have where once you kill a deer every year, you're allowed to drink this drink right here, which is Mickey's. It's pretty rare. A lot of people don't know this drink, but we just do it every year in deer season. You're not allowed to have one of these until you get your deer. I got mine, so I picked some of these bad boys up. Hopefully they'll be able to drink these tonight. One cool thing about these is on the inside of the caps, they have these little riddles. So this one is check me out, if you can see it. And yeah, they're pretty tasty. The weekend ended without anyone else getting any deer, but today, Monday, my deer's been hanging now for 3 days. I kept it nice and cold by keeping ice in there, and I put some trash bags around her. Lucas and I are gonna go ahead and process this entire thing today. First step is skinning it, and then we'll get all the cuts and start cutting that stuff up into more manageable pieces like roast, get the back straps, tenderloins, and the stuff that we're gonna ground at a later date. We are making some wonderful progress here. We've got this whole bad boy right here that's gonna be ground meat. I've got some saved for jerky as well. These beautiful back straps right here that Lucas cut off. These are gonna be great as steaks on the grill. We've just got the back legs left and got to get the tenderloins off. That's pretty much it. We'll do all the grinding another day. For now, we're rolling good. Lots of delicious meat coming up. Yesterday, Lucas and I went ahead and cut that entire deer up. Today, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the skull off at a guy who does great European mounts for me. He does a wonderful job, and I went back and forth on whether I wanted to do a full shoulder mount or a Euro mount on this. I'm beginning to like Euro mounts more and more. I have a couple of them already, and I really just like the simplicity of them. They're a little bit smaller, they're simple. I like the skull. It really looks like a piece of art. I decided I'm gonna go ahead and Euro mount it. We'll go ahead and drop this off to that guy, and then when I get back, I've got to go ahead and grind a bunch of that meat into ground venison, and then go ahead and vacuum seal all that meat. Now that we got all the meat cut up yesterday, we're able to start grinding it. Then we vacuum seal it, and then we're ready to use that for whatever cooking we want. All right, look at that right there. That's some nice ground venison, vacuum sealed, ready to go in the freezer. So here's a quick little life hack for you hunters. Go ahead and fold the bags first over. That way when you stick the meat in there, you're not getting any of that nasty raw meat on the outside. Keeps it nice and tidy. Well, that's a wrap, and the freezer is looking a little more full. Look at this right here, guys. That's a back strap. Left a little bit of silver skin on there, but we'll cut that off when we cook it. Now we have plenty of more meat, all that ground venison. You'll be surprised how fast that'll go. I'll use it for tacos, in pasta, roast, all sorts of stuff, and I can't wait to eat those back straps. Well, the rut continues here in Ohio. And today's Monday, November 11th. My dad called me. I talked to him on the phone, and he's been sitting at our house all day today. I mean, he's been in the stand for the entire day, probably 8+ hours. He told me he just shot a big buck. Unfortunately, he saw the arrow still in it as it was running. That's usually not a good sign, but you know, so many things can happen. If you hit that shoulder, you don't want to do that, but it can definitely still be a dead deer. We're gonna go give him some help now as he starts to try to track this thing. Hopefully we have a big buck on the ground. You don't think he went here? Because it looks like something ran through there. Right there. Speck of blood right there. That's a lot right there. He's bleeding good there. Through here. Oh yeah. It's coming out both sides. Alright guys, so my dad shot a buck. I told you we're coming up to look for the blood. We found blood. He thinks what happened is he went in one shoulder, or in behind that shoulder, and then it hit the next shoulder. Found his arrow, which had blood all over it. Real red blood like this, which looks like it's got some bubbles in it, so that tells me long shot and a lot of blood. Could have hit the heart as well. We were getting a ton of blood up through here. Look at all that. I mean, that is way more blood than my deer had coming out of it. So easy to trail this one. Mine, it was all like internal bleeding. This thing is dumping blood. I think we're gonna find it very soon.
Oh, he's gotta be dead.
It's gotta be dead soon somewhere. Look at all that. Yeah, so you can see, guys, here where it ran is coming out on the right and the left. Oh, he hit that tree hard. So you can see squirted here. If you see that tree down there, that's got blood all over it. So sometimes they'll just get out of control. They're losing so much blood. He was probably screaming down this hill and hit that tree. Look at this. I've never seen this much blood from a deer.
Look up there.
That's insane. So he came screaming down here. Look at all that. Hit that tree right there. That's crazy.
Is that white up there?
Oh yeah.
Is that white?
Let's go. We see a white belly right here. There he is right there, guys, piled up. Dang, he just slid.
Arrow's still in him.
The fletchings?
Yeah.
He slid all the way through here. You can see he just took all this brush out. That is a nice one.
Huh?
That's a nice buck. Oh, let's go.
All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on. Look how wide that thing is.
Huh? Nice deer.
That's a nice deer. Oh my God. Yo, look at this. Look at this just beautiful buck right there. That is like picturesque, wide 8-point. All right, my dad's got her all cleaned up. Walk us through exactly what happened.
I had multiple bucks come up at first light to the right of me. Two really big ones, but I couldn't get any shots at them, and they were on the path. Looking for does, but there weren't any does out ahead of them. So then I saw several other smaller mother with triplets, and I've seen them each day that I've hunted. And then at about 11:15, I heard this one first in a thicket, and then I saw its rack and I could see its tail, and it was about 65 yards away from me. I couldn't get a shot at it, and it bedded down right behind a tree, so I could just see its head and its tail flicker sometimes, its rack. So then I watched it for a good 45 minutes, and it got up, and I thought it just walked down and over the hill, and I lost it. Then about an hour later, here it was. I saw it again. It just moved over about 10 yards, and I was lucky enough to spot its rack. Start staring at it, then I saw its tail flickering again. So then the same thing, I'm watching it for about half hour or so. Then it gets up again and starts walking towards what we call the saddle, and I lost it, and I thought, oh, it's gone. Well, then sure enough, about 45 minutes later, I see its horns again, see its tail. It just moved about 5 yards, and it had bedded down again in that same thicket. Well, then I had to take a phone call in the woods, which you should never do, but it was for business, and I talked really quiet on there. And I don't know if that got him up or what, but I had been bleating the whole time, hitting the buck roar, just wasn't moving him. Then all of a sudden he just stood up and he just came right towards me. And I had only a head-on shot, and then he quartered to my left, and I knew that was my only shot, so I took it because then it was thickets all the way and I wouldn't have got another shot on him. And I knew I hit him kind of high, but I saw that the arrow didn't go all the way through, so I was hoping that it got the vitals and just hit the back shoulder, and that's what it did.
Yes, sir.
So
Let's go, and that's a done deal.
that's 2 bucks, 2 Kriegans.
We both got a buck already. Rut is still going. Too bad we can't shoot another one, but $2 and we're out. 1, 2, 3. Oh God. Nice. Look how wide that bad boy looks from this angle. Can really see just how much of a beast he is from here. I can think of no better way to finish this video than by showing you guys this beautiful European mount of my deer. I just got back yesterday. My dude Eric did some great work on it, and wow, what a cool deer. Nice and high. I love this little knob over here on his G1, and that is just a pretty deer right there. We're gonna find a place to hang this guy, and it's been just a great deer season so far. Not over yet. Thanksgiving is fastly approaching, and right after that we have gun season in Ohio. That'll be a separate video. We do a deer camp. Everyone comes down, we hang out, we go hunt, we kill deer. be looking out for that one, guys. But this is going to cap off my 2024 archery season. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to get outside, go find your own adventure, and we'll see you next time here on E. Kriegs Outdoors.